Again, here we go. Alexandria officer charged after off-duty fight, May 22nd, 2018. I know, that's been a minute ago. As usual, we have updates. An Alexandria Police Department officer was charged after an investigation into an off-duty fight in which an officer was injured, according to a release. Now, if they get a hangnail, they'll say they were injured and charge you with all kinds of shit. Anyway, the fight happened on May 6th at a business in the 2700 block of MacArthur Drive. A uniformed officer was working a security detail at the unidentified business when he heard the fight start, reads a release from the department. The officer saw two females fighting, one of whom was an off-duty Alexandria police officer. This degenerate. It reads, the responding officer attempted to break up the fight and separate the two females. Never get into fights with females. That's a cat fight and you're asking for trouble. Anyway, grabbed some OC spray, sprayed a couple times, and let it work itself out. The officer then went outside with the off-duty officer, 23-year-old Lacy Ann Fields of the 5800 block of West Austin Drive in Alexandria, and the other woman to get information for a report. The officer then went outside with the off-duty officer, 23-year-old Lacy Fields, and the other woman to get... Okay, but one of the women re-escalated the conflict, and the officer attempted to keep them away from each other. It reads, re-escalated. Okay? And cops never de-escalate, so here we are. In the process, Fields battered the officer. The officer grabbed Fields' arm to get her under control, but Fields resisted. She eventually was taken to the ground and handcuffed. Reads the release. Fields was issued a misdemeanor citation for battery on a police officer. Misdemeanor. The other woman, named as the one who started the initial fight but not identified, was issued a misdemeanor citation for simple battery. Neither woman was booked into jail. Why? The injured officer sought medical treatment for injuries, however. Detectives then asked for an arrest warrant for Fields, which was issued on Monday. On Tuesday, she was arrested and booked into the Rapides Parish Detention Center on a felony count of battery on a police officer and resisting an officer with force or violence. Fields is on administrative leave. So, it went from a misdemeanor to a felony over a couple of days. They probably sat back and was like, you know what? I don't think we like her. Let's upgrade the charges and get rid of her. Anyway, I don't know. Try to make this a little smaller so we can see what's up. You know what, I'm going to turn this volume down because I'll probably get dinged by YouTube for that. Anyway, this is just showing that they'll show everybody that they're not just showing the ones that aren't uniform officers. They're just trying to show you that, look, we'll show everybody, whether it's a back to blue or not. That's where this is at. Anyway, next. Pineville officer facing charges after complaint years after another arrest in Alexandria, October 31st. Now that last one was when? May 22nd. So May 18, we're in October of 2024. A Pineville Police Department officer has been placed on leave after her arrest on two charges, one a felony, according to news release. The department issued a release after the Rapides, well, however you pronounce that, Parish Sheriff's Office announced the arrest of Lacy Ann Fields, 30, on a misdemeanor charge of domestic abuse battery and a felony charge of aggravated assault with a firearm. Fields, who has been arrested before while working for another law enforcement agency, will remain on leave until the conclusion of an internal investigation, it reads, and we just saw that one. The Sheriff's Office news release said a person made a complaint at its Tioga, substation on Wednesday night about a domestic disturbance during which a gun was fired at the 400 block of Rigolette Road. According to the victim, a verbal altercation resulted in a battery being committed on them in addition to a firearm being discharged, it reads. An investigation began and Fields was booked early Thursday into the Rapides, how do you pronounce that, Parish Detention Center number 1 on the charges. She was released about 7 hours later after posting $25,000 bond. Was it secured bond? Was it unsecured bond? Did she really? Was there a bond set? Are they saying that? She was probably OR'd and walked home. 2018 arrest, charge, we just read that. In the Pineville release, the department said it is steadfast in its commitment to providing our citizens and community with professional police services. Liar, pants on fire. One of the department's founding principles is integrity, and we take accusations of alleged criminal activity by our officers seriously, the release said. We want to assure our citizens that the Pineville Police Department and its dedicated officers will continue to provide the best protection and services possible, meeting and exceeding the expectations of our community. Fields was arrested in 2018 while she was employed as an Alexandria Police Department officer. While off duty, she got into a fight with another woman at an Alexandria business, and police were called. We just read that. While the officer was investigating, Fields and the other woman started fighting again. She was charged with 2 felonies, battery on a police officer and resisting arrest with force or violence. Although she was formally charged, their charges were dropped about a month later before she was arraigned. The investigation continues, yada, yada, yada. Charges dropped. They were initially a misdemeanor. They upgraded them to a felony, then they dropped a couple of them, but back here, our department's founding principles is integrity, and we take accusations seriously. We want to assure our citizens that the department is dedicated, and its dedicated officers will continue to provide the best protection. The best protection for the blue line is the only protection that they are looking at. So, next. Trial date set for Pineville police officer arrested for domestic abuse battery. January 10th, 2025. Alexandria, Louisiana. A trial date has been set for Lacy Ann Fields, a Pineville police officer who was arrested in connection to a domestic disturbance back in 2024. Fields was arrested for domestic abuse battery and aggravated assault with a firearm in late October 2024. There's a degenerate right there. On Thursday, January 9th, she pled not guilty to all charges in court. Her trial date has been set for March 20th, 2025. We will keep an eye on that. The Pineville Police Department confirmed that prior to her court appearance on January 9th, Fields resigned and is no longer an employee of the city of Pineville. Now, what usually happens is they resign while under investigation. They say, well, they're not employed with us anymore. We don't have any jurisdiction over them, so we just got to let them go. Nothing we can do. They're full of shit. That's a lot they can do. No other entity can you be under investigation for a crime, quit your job, and the investigation stops. And taxpayers pick up another shift because they're going to need more money. They need to fill some more uniforms. Hold up.
The difference between winning and losing means making the right call. So if you've been injured in an accident, be sure to make the right call.
That's what happens when I have it queued up and ready to go.
At all sevens right now, or visit us at onmyside.com. Laborde Earls, proud partners with Taysom Hill.
Shut up.
New information on a Pineville police officer who was arrested in connection to a domestic disturbance last year. 30-year-old Lacy Ann Fields was arrested for domestic abuse, battery, and aggravated assault with a firearm in late October. Fields appeared in court yesterday, pleading not guilty to all charges. Her trial date has now been set for March.
Don't feel sad for her. She's an idiot.
20th. Prior to Thursday's court date, Pineville Police Department confirms that Fields has resigned and is
resigned. Of course she has. Anyway, let me know what you think about this complete shit show. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out.
no longer an employee of the city of Pineville.